Namaskar. My name is Dr. Avadhesh Khare. In this episode of EduVenture, we shall discuss about a housewife who is always multitasker. Housewife's multitasking role has been undervalued, which is often dismissed as just housework. She is a manager, nurturer, decision maker, problem solver, teacher, mentor, innovator, negotiator, and community leader all in one. The housewife has an important characteristic, and that is that she is a woman. God has blessed the women with an extra sense over the men. This is called sixth sense, which helps them to become a natural leader. It is said that a woman's wild guess is often more correct than a man's certainty. Ladies think about the problem differently and therefore often get innovative solution to the problem. Now we'll talk about her role as a manager. A housewife is the chief operating officer of the house, managing the day-to-day operations with precision and care. She is responsible for budgeting, meal preparation, organizing, maintaining the cleanliness and orderliness in the house. She oversees the budget, manages expenses, plans the meals, and coordinates schedule. Through her efficient management, she ensures that the family's basic needs are met and the house runs like a well-oiled machine. Now we'll talk about her role as a nurturer of emotional health. She provides emotional support, care, and comfort to her family members, fostering an environment of love and security so that the family feels valued and heard. Her role as a decision maker. A housewife is often the primary decision maker in the household, making choices that affect the well being and future of the family. From educational decisions for her children to the financial planning for the household, her leadership is characterized by wisdom, foresight, and a deep sense of responsibility. Let us talk about her role as a problem solver. Challenges and conflicts are inevitable in any household, and a housewife's role as a problem solver is indispensable. She navigates through domestic disputes, resolves conflicts, and finds solution to the every problem of the family members. Then let us talk about her role as a teacher and role model. A housewife is often the first teacher of her children, imparting essential life skills, morals, and values. She educates her children on various aspects of life, from basic etiquette to managing finances. She monitors their educational development, assists in homework, and instills a love for learning in them. Her leadership in education is crucial in shaping her children's academic career and intellectual curiosity. She is a role model for her children, inspiring them through her actions and attitudes. Her leadership is characterized by her commitment to her family's well being and to her responsibilities. She supports their interests, fosters their talents, and encourages them to pursue their goals necessary for the personal development of each family member. Now we'll talk about her role as a mentor. Beyond her immediate family, a housewife often serves as a mentor to younger relatives, friends, and members of her community. She shares her wisdom, experience, and insight, guiding others in their personal and domestic lives. Now, her role as an innovator in the quest to improve the quality of life of her family, a housewife often becomes an innovator. She finds creative ways to stretch the household budget, find purposeful application and use of old items, and introduce new practices that enhance the efficiency and sustainability. As her role as negotiator, a housewife's leadership also involves negotiations, whether it's a bargaining for the best price at the market or mediating disputes among family members. Her role as a community leader. Many housewives extend their leadership beyond their homes and take active roles in their communities. She builds relationship with neighbors, participate in community events, and volunteers for social causes. When discussing her role as mediator and peacekeeper, we can say that conflict is inevitable in any family, and the housewife often assumes the role of a mediator and peacekeeper. She navigates family disputes with tact and diplomacy, striving to maintain the harmony within the household. Her ability to listen, understand, and find common ground is essential in resolving conflicts and fostering a peaceful coexistence. She is also concerned about family health and wellness, and we'll talk about her role in this matter. She advocates for healthy living, ensuring that her family has access to nutritious meals and engages in physical activities. She promotes a lifestyle that supports the physical and mental well being of her family members. She leads by example, promoting healthy eating habits, ensuring regular medical checkups, and encouraging physical activity. Her commitment to the family's health and wellness is a testament of her proactive and career leadership. Now, her role as a cultural custodian. A housewife plays a pivotal role in preserving and passing down cultural traditions and values. She teaches her children the importance of respect, honesty, and kindness. A housewife also involves preserving family traditions, and creating lasting memories. She is an ethical compass of her family members. She organizes celebrations, upholds rituals which strengthen the family bond and enrich the family's cultural heritage. But in the process, she has to face certain challenges. We'll talk about it. So, despite their significant contributions, housewives often face challenges in their leadership role. They may encounter societal undervaluation, lack of formal recognition, and constant pressure of seniors for balancing multiple responsibilities. Overcoming these challenges requires resilience, self confidence, and the support of family and the community. Hence, the role of a housewife as a leader is both complex and vital. Her leadership is characterized by dedication, compassion, wisdom, and resilience. As we recognize and celebrate the leadership of housewives, we acknowledge their indispensable role in shaping the fabric of our family and society. Now, I'll end up with a small story which is entitled, What Do Women Really Want? Now, the title itself speaks about the story. So, once the young King Arthur was ambushed and imprisoned by the monarch of a neighboring kingdom. The monarch could have killed him, but he was moved by the Arthur's youth and ideals. So the monarch offered him his freedom as long as he could answer a very difficult question. Arthur would have 1 year to figure out the answer, and if after 1 year he still has no answer, he would be put to death. And the question was, what do women really want? Now, such a question would perplex even the most knowledgeable man. And to young Arthur, it seemed impossible query. But since it was better than the death, he accepted the monarch's proposal to have the answer by the end of 1 year. He returned to his kingdom and began to consult everyone on this question, including the princess, the priest, the wise men, and even the court gestures. He spoke with everyone, but no one could give him the satisfactory answer. Many people advised him to consult the old witch, for only she could give the answer. But the cost of the answer would be very high, as the witch was famous throughout the kingdom for the exorbitant prices she charged. The last day of the year arrived, and the author had no choice but to talk to the witch. She agreed to answer the question, but Arthur would have to agree to her price first. The author agreed. The old witch wanted to marry Sir Lancelot, the most noble of the knights of the Round Table, and the Arthur's closest friend. Young Arthur was horrified. She was very ugly, including a hunchbacked and hideous, had only one tooth, smelled like a sewage, made obscene noises, etc., etc. He had never encountered such a repellent creature in all his life. He refused to force his friend to marry her and endure such a terrible burden. But Lancelot, having learnt the proposal, spoke to Arthur. He said nothing was too big for a sacrifice compared to Arthur's life and the reservation of the Round Table. Hence a wedding was proclaimed, and the witch answered. Arthur's question was, what a woman's really want. The witch said, she is to be in charge of her own life. So you make her in charge of her own life, she'll be very happy. Everyone in the kingdom instantly knew that the witch had uttered the great truth, and the author's life would be spared, and so it was. The neighboring monarch granted Arthur his freedom, and the Lancelot and the witch had a wonderful wedding. The honeymoon hour approached, and the Lancelot, steeling himself for a horrific experience, entered the bedroom. But when a what a sight awaited him! The most beautiful woman he had ever seen lay before him on the bed. The astounded Lancelot asked what had happened. The beauty replied that since he had been so kind to her when she appeared as a witch, she would henceforth be her horrible and deformed self only half the time of the day, and beautiful maiden for the other half of the day. She asked, which one would you prefer? Beautiful during the day or beautiful during the night? Lancelot pondered the predicament. During the day, he could have a beautiful woman to show off to his friends, but at night, in privacy of his castle, an old witch, or would he prefer having a hideous witch during the day, but by the night a beautiful woman for him to enjoy wondrous, intimate moments with? If you are a man reading this, what will be your choice? And if you are a woman reading this, what should be your man's choice? What Lancelot chose is given below. But make sure that you have your choice before you scroll down or listen the story further. Noble Lancelot, knowing the answer the witch gave to Arthur to his question, he said that he would allow her to make the choice herself. Upon hearing this, she announced that she would be beautiful all the time because he had respected her enough to let her be in charge of her own life. Now, what is the moral of this story? The moral is there is a witch in every woman, no matter how beautiful she is. If you don't let a woman have her own way, things are going to get ugly. So always remember, it's either her way or it's no way. Thank you. I am not concluding this episode at this stage. We shall meet on next Tuesday and discuss some other significant educational matters in the next episode of EduVenture. और हाँ, मैं आपको याद दिला दूं कि एड्यू वेंचर का एक एपिसोड हर मंगलवार को प्रस्तुत किया जाता है, इसलिए अगला एपिसोड भी अगले मंगल को आएगा। धन्यवाद।